All right, guys, we are finally here. This is the end of the Premier League season. 37 games on the book for most teams, and let's see where it all pans out. This is Red Card Radio. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening from. Thanks for tuning in. Red Card Radio is a weekly look at the Premier League from three friends who support different clubs. My name is James. I support Arsenal. With me tonight is Brad. He supports Chelsea. And down below that is Sean. He supports Tottenham. Hello, boys. How are we doing? Good evening.
I'm feeling great, bro. This is exciting times to end the season.
Oh, yeah?
You,
Yeah, you
g-
guys.
you got the intros. You got the intros wrong.
Oh,
Yeah, you were supposed to say my name is James and I support Tottenham. Down below, that's
Oh.
_Sean. He supports Tottenham also.
Well, I no longer also support Tottenham. My window for supporting Tottenham has expired.
But don't worry, he
Oh,
felt
it was
all
it
the
was 90 minutes.
he felt all the emotions of being a Tottenham supporter, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I was a Tottenham supporter
It's
for
disappointing, right?
it was like I don't know, maybe like about a week or so. It was new. It was exciting. Would I recommend it to a friend? Probably not. But before we get too deep into this podcast, if you are new here, if you just stumble across us, if you have been listening for a very long time, first and foremost, thank you for listening again. We really do appreciate that you guys have taken some time out to hear our thoughts, and we really appreciate it. If you have not already done so, if you could hit that subscribe button. If you're on YouTube, ring the sub notification bell. If you're on one of the podcast sites, if you could hit a follow, 5-star review, drop a comment in our YouTube, and we will read it on the next episode. And join our Discord. It's in the description of either the podcast or this video, wherever you're watching. Social media, all that stuff is also in the description. Okay, so match week 37. We've got all but like 4 teams who have played all 37 games at the time of recording. Now, when you guys are viewing this or listening to this podcast, those games will be just about starting if you're watching this right when the podcast goes live. But so we're going to break down the matches from the weekend. We've had 2 midweek matches, Monday and Tuesday so far, and we will get into all of that. But boys, I do think it's important to set the table slightly.
Ooh.
And this is something that we haven't been doing all of the time, something that we have kind of gotten out of habit of doing, but we are going to look at the English Premier League table. So this will, I think, set the table for everyone going into match week 38, just to see where everybody's at. Of course, that title race is down to Manchester City and Arsenal. 2 points separate them. If City win this weekend against West Ham, then they will be champions 4 years in a row. If City fail to win and Arsenal beat Everton, then Arsenal will be champions. Liverpool and Aston Villa have secured 3rd and 4th, respectively. Tottenham cannot be they can be caught by Newcastle and Chelsea. But don't Newcastle. There's some shenanigans going on between some of those teams, right?
So Newcastle plays. Chelsea plays Brighton.
Yeah.
Newcastle plays United.
So yeah.
And so if Newcastle and Chelsea win out, they would eclipse 5th if Spurs don't get a point against Sheffield United. So there's some spice between 5, 6, and 7 right now.
Oh man, so Spurs could fall all the way to 7. That would be a disaster. United are in 8th. They could be caught by West Ham. Brighton 10th. The regular cast of characters are all through the bottom. The only other interesting thing that's going on is the battle for 17th. Currently, Nottingham Forest are in control of it. Sean is shaking his head. He does not believe in Luton Town. They need to pick up 3 points and do a better than they need to have a 12 goal swing on goal difference.
They need a 13 goal swing.
Yes, well, easy. So let me give you the math. Burnley's going to win. Burnley plays Forest this weekend. Burnley beats Forest by 7, and Luton Town play Fulham. Fulham's been flying kites for weeks, and Luton Town beat Fulham by 6. And the Kenilworth Dogs are back for another season.
I'm here for that.
If that happens, I will. If that happens, I will get a tattoo replica of Kenilworth on my butt.
Probably ought to get a tattoo of like Vincent Kompany because he put 7 past Nottingham Forest. That's probably a better one.
Wow.
So, well, maybe not. I don't know. All right. Where do you guys want to start? Which game should we talk about first? Where are we going with match week 37?
Let's get I wanted the fresh one.
You want to tackle the elephant? Yeah, you want to get the elephant out of the room?
I want to feel your pain, James. I want to feel your pain here.
Bro, my team didn't play today. Why are you talking about my pain?
Talk to somebody else. You celebrated for a week that I have text messages of you singing Spurs songs. Singing the songs, chanting for them.
That's true. Yeah, I did do that.
And Brad can attest. Brad can attest. I have been warning James all week. Do not get your hopes up. This is Tottenham. This is what we do.
Hold on. Can I also back this up slightly in my defense? Because interspersed between these I support Spurs statements, I would have a statement to like Joel or someone and say it's going to be really disappointing when Arsenal lose the league by 2 points. So if we look at both of those statements, you can see that while I was hoping that Spurs would get a result, I was pretty confident that they would not.
That's not what the sheets say. But we'll continue.
I've been throwing picks for 12 weeks, Brad. What are you talking about?
The funniest part about the whole week to me personally was the discourse between the large majority of Spurs fan that wanted us to lose and then the rational group of Spurs fans that understood that it wasn't our choice to begin with. Like, is there really Spurs fans out there that think we were so good that we could just kind of, we would have beat City anyway, but we're going to throw it just so Arsenal screw them. No, we were always going to lose to City. Always. Like, what do you mean? I guess we'll throw it to screw the rival. No, it's City. We're going to lose. That's what Tottenham do.
I think it's also kind of humorous in the sense that like, it really does highlight the fact that like Twitter is not a real place, and like we get most of our like football fandom experience through either probably like Twitter or Reddit. Would it be? I imagine the communities that you guys are most intertwined in, and neither one of those places are real places, because I would imagine that if you polled the majority of Spurs fans, that walking into White Hart Lane, they would have rather won the game because Spurs still had a shot to get in the Champions League. But I do think that once that first goal went in, once it kind of became inevitable that you weren't going to beat City, that you kind of flip a switch and turn it into, well, it's okay because now we've screwed Arsenal, and look at this, like Arsenal are getting screwed, so we're going to take solace in the fact that City are going to win the league and Arsenal aren't going to win the league. So I know you're giving me that look, Brad, but I would imagine that most of the people who pay money to walk into the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium to watch Tottenham week in and week out don't want to go there to see them lose just to spite Arsenal.
I mean, my face is like, if you're worried about a different team's outcome, then I'm sorry, that sucks. Like, that's like, I am 100% backing on Ange and his post-game rant and his pre-game rant, like everything he's been doing, yelling at fans in the game. Like,
that was wild.
What? Like, bro, apparently homie was like, throw the game.
Well, he said I just wanted to get a good look at you. I just want to know who you are.
Yeah, good on him.
That's what he said to the fan.
Right. So like, homie has a lot of work to do.
But
I don't know how
you can't change the fans, right?
What you're saying, Brad, has been consistent with what I've said is F Arsenal. I'm not worried about that. If the EPL was a mansion, they're in a different wing with Man City. Like, I'm over here worried about Champions League. I'm not even thinking about where Arsenal is in the table because I'm trying to get fourth. Like, that is Arsenal's finishing position has nothing to do with me in this game. That's where my mind was.
Sure. But like, so look, at the beginning of the game, beginning of the week, we're going to beat City. We're coming to beat City. Like, that's where everybody should have been at. Not, we should lose so Arsenal gets screwed. Like, That's my
Yeah.
Or at least
like
get a point.
if you want to do that afterwards, after the game, right? Like, haha, lols, we lost, and so did Arsenal, lols. Like, cool, I get that. That's a way to commiserate your loss. But like the lead up to that, and I scrolled through a little bit of Spurs X, and homie was like, if we win and these players try hard, then they all need to go. What do you mean?
wait.
Are you talking about the one I retweeted?
Yeah. I
The one I
responded to it, was like,
retweeted
this
where I
is
was
really
like,
sad.
with all due respect, fuck you. Like you are
Yes.
not a fan. You are not a
Yeah.
fan.
And look,
This person. There was the Spurs Watch podcast, by the way. Don't listen to these people. The Spurs
I wasn't
Watch.
going to name him. I
This
wasn't
dude
going to give
said,
him that credit, bro.
"I've got." He said, "I've got my eye on this game, and if they try to win, then that tells me all I need to know. The manager and the players need to go.
Right.
Get out of here. We don't want you. We don't want you anywhere near our club anymore.
And this is
Go
kind of like
support Fulham."
a glass house, right? Because like I think we all know the most toxic group on Twitter, on X, is Chelsea fans. Like there's 3 or 4 of these accounts that are big that just love to dunk on the team because it gets them views, it gets them clicks. At least that's what I hope. I hope that's what their goal is to make some money.
Well,
But like,
I feel like
come on.
I try to give the doomers a charitable interpretation in the sense like AFTV used to be very doomer, right? Back in the end of the Wenger era and under Unai Emery and the beginning of Arteta, AFTV was really
It was a legendary time, right?
Yeah, it was
legendary.
It was super toxic, and I listened to Robbie talking. I'm getting some. You guys there?
Yeah, we're still here.
Okay, sorry. So you see, I hear Robbie talking about like people talking about AFTV and how like these are just the feelings that people have and like you can feel down and like they're not being toxic just to be toxic, right? So I hope that they're not being toxic just to be toxic and they're just disappointed and they want their team to do good. But yeah, I think we all agree. Ange is got this 100% right. Anyone who is rooting for your team to lose at the so that it will like hurt the other team because like what happens because Arsenal aren't technically out of it yet. Like it's not
Right.
It's not impossible to say that. I mean, it's not going to happen. City are going to beat West Ham, but it's not impossible to say that West Ham could get a draw against City and Arsenal still win the league. So like how awful would that feel if you were a Spurs fan, you went into that game, you were rooting for City to beat you so that you could be like, ha ha ha, Arsenal, you lost the league, only to turn around and Arsenal still win the league. Like that would be terrible. Like, could you imagine like the spiral you would go into?
Bro, we are all going to that podcast that we're not going to name if that happens, and I'll just batter them for it.
Part of me wants that to happen now. like just a very small part of me.
Brad,
just for the ha-has now.
I like London
because the old saying I used to.
London hasn't been blue for a very long time.
I used the mansion analogy, which I made up, but the analogy I didn't make up is like you got to take care of your own yard first.
Yeah.
Like our yard is overgrown and like got rocks in it and stuff. Like we've got to take care of our yard first before we start commenting on other neighbors' yards.
Yeah.
Hey James.
Yes, Brad.
Since Pep has been in the league, what are the 2 teams to win the Prem besides City?
What's your point, Brad?
It's Liverpool and Chelsea.
Oh, thanks, Sean.
What's your point, Brad?
London is still blue. That's
London. Okay, we're not. This is an asinine conversation because everyone is not blue.
It's baby blue, Brad.
The whole league is baby blue, bro. But we'll see what happens. Listen, hey, you know what? Some people might be. You might get this title. Arsenal might, after like this summer, might have 2 Premier League trophies coming their way to add to the closet. Like who knows what's gonna happen?
Can Pep just go away?
No.
Can he just go away? Like, can he feel the heat and just like 4 in a row is enough?
I mean, after
go retire to Canary Island or something.
After him saying this week that if we were to look at like who spent the most money and that would dictate who wins the Premier League, it would be Manchester United, Chelsea, and Arsenal. And for him to act like For him to act like City haven't bought and paid for all of their success over the last 10 years is rich to me.
Like they don't pay $900,000 a week to Erling Haaland.
Yeah. It's
Are you not counting wages?
Yeah,
or
apparently not, because they
pay
do have the
100
highest
million.
wages. They have the highest wages by far.
Or pay 100 million for a defender. Like they're the ones that set that market. Nobody else was paid. Well, Liverpool paid that for Van Dijk. But besides that, like wingbacks, they buy a new wingback every single. Anyways, we way off track.
We are. We're in the weeds.
Yes.
Son had a big miss, which would have made it 1-1.
We should move on from this game. We should. You have thoughts.
I was very excited.
You want to talk about Forest and Chelsea?
Of course I do. This was an awesome game, and not in the same way. Like it wasn't a dominating win, right? That like we probably should have expected, but it's also Forest at home, which is a different animal. I think we can all agree that Forest at home is definitely a different and better team. We get up very early. Beautiful pass from Cole Palmer to Mudryk, for a goal, a good goal. Kind of the same as the Hudson-Odoi and the Sterling goal later on, coming in on the left, back, right foot, far post. So great goal to start us off. Nottingham Forest come back, make it 1-1. 74th minute. Who we sold Callum Hudson-Odoi for, I think, £4 million. It's kind of sad. When a few years ago he's having a great season. Like I'm very happy and excited to see him playing well. I'm sad that that he's no longer wearing Chelsea blue. That's sad. But he gets that second goal. He celebrates. Hey, of course, 100% celebrate. You're having a great season. You're a Forest player now. I'm not mad at that. I just want to put that out there because some people were. You want to celebrate a goal? Celebrate a goal. Sterling comes on. Sterling, who we've bragged on, who probably does need to leave Chelsea either way. Imitates Hudson-Odoi's goal, bangs it in. Reece James comes on. Then Sterling scores. Then 2 minutes later,
wait, who was that? Who did
Reece James, the greatest right back in the Premier League, is back.
When did he get subbed off?
He got subbed in like the 80.
You said he came onto the game. I'm saying when was he
subbed
off?
He didn't. He finished the game.
No, wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
It was epic. He comes on, Sterling scores, and then he had a gorgeous assist to Nico Jackson. Puts the ball on Nico's head. He just had to like tap it into the goal. And that was the 82nd minute. Hung on to win. It wasn't Nottingham Forest didn't really have any chances after that. So like worry free as far as a 3-2 game can go. So hey, look, we keep winning our games. If we keep winning our games, we get Europa League. That's what it's gonna be.
So we're back. Chelsea's back?
Nope.
Chelsea's so back.
Nope. Chelsea's not back. We wait till the summer for that, sir. There's only one piece out the box. We'll see next week if the rest of the attire comes out the box.
Hold on. You guys don't guarantee that you have Europa League if you keep winning, though, right? Yeah, you need help.
Big Conference League, right?
Yeah, because we assume that.
Well, yeah, sorry. I'm assuming that United is taking points off of Newcastle.
Oh, are you? You're making that assumption?
I did make that assumption. I said they're drawing.
What confidence?
That's a big assumption from a shit team with a bald manager.
Hold on. I just want to point. I just want to point out though that last week, 3 of the 4 of us said that United was taking points off of Newcastle with a draw. So I'm not that crazy.
Wait, who didn't say that?
You.
Yeah, that's right. I'm the only person here who actually and accurately understands Manchester United. You guys were ragging on them when they were terrible, and I was telling you that they weren't as bad as they are, and then now you're telling me that they're going to prime like AC Milan from the late 90s or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I have the best read of Manchester United here, so.
Sure.
To be fair,
the person that's
to preview
2
the
touchdowns away from the 2 touchdowns away from the league.
We are a few episodes away from Sheets of Integrity reveal.
Mhm.
Yep.
So to be fair, just to give a little sneak preview to James's allegiance to United. James
Oh
is the
gosh.
only one who had
Oh
United
gosh.
and his Champions League position
That's
finishing
true.
fourth.
That's
He
true.
did.
I
He
you
did.
I also had Tottenham finishing 8th.
So a
So
little sneak peek. Find out where everybody finishes in a couple of weeks when we review this. It should be, I guess, in about 2 weeks.
I guess I
Which
need
one?
Newcastle and Chelsea to win all of their remaining games and Tottenham to lose against Sheffield so that Tottenham can
You
slide to 7th and I only lose 1 point there.
yeah.
That we will not, because we are not going to lose. We can give up fifth. We cannot give up sixth because Chelsea's goal differential is so bad.
What do you mean? Our
Because
goal differential is better than
they're
yours.
better than yours. You're looking at United. United
Wait,
have
what?
-4. Dog, you can fall to
We
7th
have
real easily.
2.
Oh, God.
Ours is +2 on you.
No.
You need a
We
point.
were tied. We were tied going into City.
Oh man. All right. That
This is the worst case scenario.
Could you hold on a
We're
second?
finishing.
Wait till next week.
We're
If
going
this
back
actually-
to Serbia. We're playing Conference League teams.
If this actually happens, and Chelsea finishes above Tottenham and Newcastle, I'm bringing Joel onto this podcast, even if I got to drag him to my house,
I'm gonna
and
be
I'm
sick.
gloating the entire time. It's
Brad,
gonna be a grin on my face the entire time.
Brad, I find your terms acceptable under one circumstance: that Arsenal
Oh,
have
no, you're
also
here.
won the league.
Look,
If Arsenal win the league, you can have whatever you want, bro.
That is worst case scenario. That both Newcastle
it?
and Chelsea pass Tottenham in the league and Arsenal win the league.
Yeah,
That would be
yeah.
the worst Sunday of my life.
Sean skipping.
That might be the Sunday I find Jesus. That would be the Sunday I find
Hey,
Jesus.
whatever
right
works.
Whatever works. We're here for it.
there.
What?
Shall we touch on your
Yeah.
United Arsenal, the waterfalls of Manchester?
I mean, yeah. The more interesting story is about how decrepit and falling apart Old Trafford is.
And the whole team was there too. Like all the new owners were there. Or not new owners, sorry. The minority owners were there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's much to say
Right,
about
though.
this. Arsenal got a good goal, and then they were resolute defensively for I don't know, like a long time. So I don't think
Yeah.
that I take too much away from it in the sense that it was a pretty typical Arsenal reaction recently is that you get your goal and especially away against the big teams you stand firm on the fact that you've got a great defense. And so United didn't create too much. They had their opportunities, but I mean like going up against Saliba and Gabriel with Raya, we have a very very strong defensive core, and that's what we did.
And they've played together what, like 35 straight weeks together?
Yeah, and it would have been 38 straight weeks if Arteta wasn't trying to do some weird
Yeah.
Thomas Partey right back thing at the beginning of the season. Like if we,
That's
yeah,
like
so
that has that's super strong if you can have your same two center backs for like 2 seasons essentially in a row.
Yeah,
that's wow. That helps a lot. Yeah, no, stand on business.
Imagine that. Imagine if they don't get injured all the time.
Imagine, Sean. We can only imagine.
Would you say you like to say that if it's one season, it's a one off, but if it's 2 seasons, you're blaming the club, right? But if Arsenal has been healthy for
there's a problem.
Yeah.
For us.
All right. So where should where do you guys want to finish? Where are we ending? Any feelings for any of these other teams, or does it really matter?
I mean, we have Luton, Burnley are relegated.
Yep.
Now with Sheffield.
Officially.
Luton Town is essentially relegated. We'll see if they can bang 13 goals. Top 4 is locked in.
RFP,
bottom 3.
Oh yeah, true. We didn't give a shout out to Aston Villa.
Yeah. Playing in Europe and
actually
still making Champions League. Let's go, Unai.
I will give props to Unai. he deserves it because not only like they didn't come out of nowhere, they didn't start off strong and then hang on. Like I guess they're kind of hanging on, but they hung on. Like you know what I mean? Like they're there. They were there the whole time. Like the entire season, they have been third or fourth or fifth or
they've been in
you know
and
what I
around it.
mean? They've been right there. And they haven't gone anywhere, and they've just put up results and put up results and put up results. And if you want to finish in Champions League football, that's what you need to do. Tottenham, you can't lose 4-0 to Fulham.
Yeah,
Like
it looks
you
really
know,
bad,
there's
especially when you look at Tottenham's recent form of like loss, one win in 4 losses in their last 5. Like,
Hey, so
it's tough, man.
yeah. So to end us off, I got quick trivia. Besides City and Arsenal, what are the other two clubs to have not lost in the past 5 weeks?
it's got to be Chelsea, right? If he's talking about it.
No, because Arsenal banged
Chelsea.
Arsenal's 5-0 is still on there.
Oh, true. Okay.
No.
All right, so it's Villa and City. You said who the
No,
Arsenal
besides
and City?
Arsenal and City. Yep. There's 2 other clubs that have not lost the past 5 weeks.
2 clubs.
2 clubs.
I would guess Bournemouth and Brighton.
I would say that you're wrong on both. James, any guesses? Would you like a hint?
Yes, I would love a hint. Absolutely.
All right. Sean, I'll give you this hint too. He should be manager of the year.
Okay, Everton?
Yes,
No.
Everton have not lost in the past 5 weeks.
Everton?
They've actually
Wow.
won 4 of the last
What?
5. They've won 4 of the last 5, and that's a 2-0. That's their 2-0 win over Liverpool. They beat Brentford.
They got to
Luton
the magical
Town,
40, by the way.
and beat Sheffield United 1-0.
Wow.
And the other team,
Oh,
Crystal
Crystal
Palace.
Palace.
Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace. Yeah, I was looking at, Crystal Palace have been on a tear. Hence why they're going to absolutely destroy Unai and the boys.
Which doesn't matter.
And if we could have just got a win today, we'd have been in Champions League football.
It's gonna feel exceptionally bad if Tottenham win next week, Arsenal still win the league, and Villa lose or something like that. Like if it's like, man, if only we had. It's gonna feel. Oh man, there are so many circumstances here where Tottenham are just left feeling awful.
Hey,
Awful.
I forgot about this. I have the
There are
real
so
reason.
many L's coming from all different directions.
Yeah, you guys are catching strays everywhere.
I have the real reason why Arsenal aren't winning the league, Sean. Do you want to know what it is?
He's giving us the DVD logo.
He is. He's got the L going.
With L's. Yeah, tell me, Brad. Tell me the real reason.
Misha's worldly of a goal.
Who is Misha?
And you drop 2 points
Who's Misha?
against Chelsea. Mudrik's wonder goal. You know that amazing chip of the goalie.
Cross?
Doug,
the chip of the goalie.
You guys were up 2-0 in that game.
The cross?
Brad, you guys were up 2-0 in that game and drew it at home. So,
Dang.
what are you saying here? No, the reason why we
you lost 2 points.
Okay, the bigger way to say that. No, okay, I disagree with the way you're wording this. If I'm going to point to anything as to why Arsenal lost the league this year, it's when we gave up we gave Fulham a draw at the Emirates. We were up 2-1, and in like the 80-something minute, Zinchenko gives the ball away, Fulham score, and we draw the game 2-2. That's really 2 points dropped. And then on top of that, not picking up a single point against Aston Villa this year is killer. We picked up 1 point against Fulham this year and 0 points against Aston Villa. That's really where we lost the league. Like that's if I'm going to pin it on anything, it's those 4 games. So yeah, all right, we're done. We'll be back tomorrow.
There you go.
We're going to pick
You heard it here first. Yeah.
We're going to pick the final 10 games, and so you don't want to miss that. Hit us up on Twitter. The guy on top with me is at KSBradG. Down below is Whiteheart_Sean. I am at James Tiffany. Collectively, we can be reached at redcard_radio. And make sure you check back tomorrow when we will do picks for Championship Sunday. But until then, I hope you guys have a good one, and we will see you soon.